Ogasi. Now, starting off with our first story, the Nigerian government has announced the suspension of its widely publicized national carrier project. This comes 2 months after the plan was unveiled at an international air show in London. Aviation Minister Hadi Sirika made the announcement shortly after Wednesday's cabinet meeting through his Twitter handle. He said, "I regret to announce that the Federal Executive Council has taken the tough decision to suspend the national carrier project in the interim." No explanation was given for the decision to suspend the project that was expected to cost billions of naira. Protesters are demanding that President Muhammadu Buhari do more to protect the lives of the citizenry. They made the plea during a botched protest march to the presidential villa. Polum David tells us more.
After going to UNICEF and the ICRC, the protesters have proceeded to the presidential villa to further press home their demand and are bent on not relenting until they get a positive feedback from the presidency.
What are we demanding?
Bring back our jobs now and alive.
What are we demanding?
Bring back our jobs now and alive.
What are we asking for?
The truth, nothing but the truth.
What are we asking for?
The truth, nothing but the truth.
What do we want?
Our jobs back now and alive.
What do we want?
Our jobs back now and alive.
When shall we stop?
Not until our jobs are back and alive.
When shall we stop? Where is the leader of the troop? We want to speak to them. We sent a letter that we are coming to the villa. We are here to say to Mr. President, are you sure that you are the president of Seifure and Alice, the president of Hawa? Are you the president of our remaining 112 Chibok girls? Are you the president of Leah Sharibu? We're here to find out if the president actually heard where the terrorists said that Leah Sharibu would be next. How dare we be a country that would allow the enemies to threaten us like that? We're here to ask the one who is said to be the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, what has happened to Nigeria?
It was meant to be a protest march to the presidential villa. They tried gaining access to the road leading to the State House, but were stopped by a security barricade. However, they left a message for the President Buhari about justice for the late aid worker and her colleagues.
The President, you must swiftly respond to the plea of Alice and Hawa and secure their release immediately before the next 30 days. Do everything possible to avert any harm to their lives, Mr. President. Mr. President, you must lead an urgent effort to strengthen the security and safety of humanitarian aid workers in Nigeria, working with international organizations like the United Nations to ensure that their staff, both local and international, are safe in our country.
They also talked about Dapchi girl Leah Sharibu and the remaining Chibok girls in captivity.
It is in utter consternation that we point to the visible evidence loudly noticed by the Nigerian public that President Buhari's campaign for the 2019 elections has further relegated the tragedy of the continuing captivity of our Chibok girls and other victims of terrorism to the background. It is condemnable that the same president who made the abduction of Chibok girls the epicenter of his campaign in the 2015 presidential elections no longer remembers that 112 of the children of his poor citizens are still languishing in the den of terrorists, despite his many pledges to rescue them.
They also brought up issues relating to casualties in the war against insurgency. For the protesters, troops at the front line deserve more than what they see as secret mass burials.
Polum David, PTV News, Abuja.
The All Progressive Congress has fixed its presidential primary for September 25th as against the earlier announced September 20th date. APC National Organizing Secretary Ima Ibidiro said this on Wednesday in Abuja. According to Ibidiro, the party's national convention would hold on October 6th, while September 29th and October 2nd have been fixed for governorship and senatorial primaries. He said the House of Representatives primaries should hold on October 3rd, while that of State House of Assembly comes up on October 4th. Although President Muhammadu Buhari is the sole presidential candidate for now, the primary is likely to pass an affirmative vote on him. President Muhammadu Buhari has urged Osun voters to keep those he tagged selfish and corrupt leaders out of government. Buhari was addressing the mega rally of the APC in Osogbo in support of the governorship candidate Boyega Oyetola ahead of the election. The rally, which was well attended, also had in attendance APC governors from the southwest, Edo, and from the north. Moving on, the police have summoned the People's Democratic Party PDP governorship candidate in Saturday's election in Osun State, Senator Ademola Adeleke. He is to appear before the Special Investigation Panel over examination malpractice and impersonation. Police spokesman Jimo Moshood said in a statement that Adeleke is to face charges of examination malpractice, criminal conspiracy, and impersonation. He was mandated to report alongside his brother Sikiru Adeleke and two others before the panel at the force headquarters before his arraignment in court. The police said investigations revealed that both Senator Ademola Adeleke and his brother registered and were sitting for the National Examination Council exam in 2017 as internal candidates impersonating students of the school at the age of 57 and 42 years respectively. This crime was facilitated by the principal of the school and two other members of staff of the school, for which they are under investigation and being charged to court. A cross-section of senior lawyers have called for a review of Nigeria Prison Information Management System. This, they say, will help free a lot of inmates awaiting trial. The lawyers, who are from the academia and the public sector, were key panelists at a workshop on the administration of Criminal Justice Act. Judiciary correspondent Emmanuel Bagudu has more.
Prison congestion is mostly associated with poor countries, especially those with a weak justice system. Here in Nigeria, despite the entrenchment of Administration of Criminal Justice Act, which grants access to accused persons' right to legal representation, the number of inmates awaiting trial still lingers. This is a summit organized by the Network of University Legal Aid Institutions with the aim of freeing Nigerian prisons from congestion.
It again revisits the embarrassing problem of pretrial detention. Pretrial detention, for me, this remains one of the biggest challenges of our criminal justice system. You know, and the seriousness of the country is to be assessed in terms of the way it treats its weakest citizens.
We will challenge courts, for example, how you cannot have a proper justice system where 95% of judges and magistrates have never had anything to do, for example, with the prison.
I have to say that this is not just a problem in Africa or in Nigeria in particular. This is all over the world. This happens every place where there's poor people. It happens in the U.S. I represent the people who've been in jail, like I said, for many years waiting for trial.
Issues raised here are those of rule of law, prison information management system, legal aid, and a host of others.
For us, we have been doing pretrial detention for a while in Nigeria, but this particular project deviates a little from our normal work.
We did ask questions such as, what of details would the NPS want to include in their warrants? And it stated the following: status of birth, prosecuting agency, age of inmate, name of counsel, and amended prosecution order to prison officials or police.
We started with the Excel sheet, and currently we have developed a system internally which is called the Prison Information Management System, which is to help us carry out functions digitally. The information management system comprises of several modules. The first and most important that was developed is the identity management module.
After raising the pressing issues, it's time to hear from the Nigerian police.
Somebody came in with this and said, okay, why are you here? We brought something, bring them, your wife, rape their wife in their presence and things like that, or their children and what have you. And after investigations, and these persons are taken to court, and they are not ships, ordinarily. Now, he sent such a person to prison. You know, we cannot take them to our houses. The only appropriate place to take them to is the prison.
Pre-trial detainees look forward to changes in the new legal year. Emmanuel Bagudu, PTV News, Abuja.
Benue State Emergency Management Agency has confirmed that flood has submerged 5 communities in Agatu and other parts of Makurdi, the state capital. The agency's Executive Secretary Emmanuel Shio disclosed this at a briefing in Makurdi on the current flood situation in the state. He said rice mills and other settlements on the banks of River Benue were also affected. Shio said that SEMA has, in conjunction with NEMA and other stakeholders, launched an awareness campaign in the media, churches and mosques. He said that the campaign was intended to encourage residents of flood-prone areas to relocate to safer areas. Zonal Coordinator of National Emergency Management Agency for North Central, Lugat Salku, said 12 states, including Benue, have been listed as most threatened by flood in the country. A human rights group in Edo State is challenging the leadership of the State House of Assembly to put into effect the disability laws operating in the state. This, according to the group, will help advance measures to encourage persons living with disabilities in the society. A guest lecturer gave the charge at the 5th year anniversary ceremony of Friends of Special Children Foundation in Benin City.
It is the 5th anniversary of Friends of Special Children Foundation in Edo State, and these children have gathered here to witness the event. With smile on their faces, one may not easily know that they are physically challenged. Some of them are deaf while others are blind. Although there are laws that protect the rights of the disabled, but these rights activists believe that the government has not done enough to protect the rights of the disabled persons. Now, they are pursuing new laws to bring hope to the people with disabilities.
One man who is an inspiration to humanity, one man who has shown that there is ability in disability. Call my attention to the fact that there is a disability bill in the House of Assembly, and there was need for the civil society activists and NGOs to rally support to engage these honorable members who in their acts and action with people of respect have shown in the past to be dishonorable. That it was need for us to engage them and ensure that they pass this disability bill into law so that it becomes an offense to act in a manner of failure to act or inactions of an individual against these special individuals. More than 2 years without being in the House of Assembly, in the heart of these agitations, knocking on the conscience and heart of these individuals who swore to an oath to protect the interest of the weak. They have been made handling like fail to ensure that that bill becomes law for the protection of the special children. And in the midst of this pain and penury, they have amended the law which makes an ex-governor be entitled to 150 million apartment outside Edo State, ditto for the deputy governor, including staff, including renewal of their vehicles every 2 years. After a governor has stolen, have bled the system white, you still want us. A man has made himself to benefit rich from his first, second, third, and fourth generation. You still want us to have prepared pension for that man. I won't left office while we are here to recover funds which they are ill-gotten and stolen from people.
Speakers at the occasion took turn to call for improved condition of living for the disabled.
I was saying this with my wife. I said it's something that I don't have. You know, to take care of the special disabled. Very, very wonderful. And it's something that I will encourage every one of us, if we're not part of it, to be part of it.
One thing I usually say to stage people, the greatest investment one can make is on human being. The greatest investment one can make is on soul. One thing to understand is that one of the most important things that God valued is helping the women.
This is a call to service. In fact, number one call to service. If there is anything to invest in, it's to invest in women. Yes. Like my pastor will always say that all that God did was for humanity. The gospel is all about humanity. That's why our ministry will believe that we can put in any amount to save the soul. And what the name is saying today is only God that can really reward it.
My daughter, Christabel, was challenged from birth, and we have about 4 children. We have 4 cousins. They were given birth to one after the other, but she happened to be the eldest, and she was challenged. When the rest 3 were already crawling, she was still lying on her back on the bed. And when they started walking, she was using her bum to crawl. And so we started the journey to rehabilitate her and restore her to the state of the other children. So I taken her out for occupational therapy at UBTH. So I carried her for 3 years. I told my wife, don't worry, I will dedicate the rest of my time in making sure that she will become who God created her to be. So I take her twice in a week to UBTH. From there, I started learning how to care for special children. So when she started walking, I started acting like every other child. I said to myself, I'll give the rest of my life to also help other children.
Other participants lamented the negative role played by the society in helping persons with disabilities.
The platform was given to me by the Conference of those that made it happen at the likes of Omone.
I have to say congratulations to Comrade Omone, supporters of Friends of Special Children. Today you are marking 5 years. The journey has not been easy. It's been going all the way.
The anniversary shows that people with disabilities can compete favorably in the society.
The National Labour Congress is insisting that there is no going back on a nationwide strike scheduled to take off next week Wednesday. NLC President Ayuba Waba said this in a communique issued in Abuja. This comes against the backdrop of unresolved issues over the proposed new national minimum wage. Organized Labour had few days ago issued a 14-day ultimatum to ensure that a committee set up by the government on the proposed wage completes its work. The Labour leaders, who are members of the Minimum Wage Committee, had said they were not pleased with the Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige. Now to Nigeria, economy every Wednesday is set aside as market day at one of Abuja's most populous markets. But this week Wednesday was different for them as Vice President Emil Shibanjo and his entourage showed up on a surprise visit. The Bureau of Public Enterprise says the sale of 21% of federal government shares in the Nigerian Security printing and minting to the Central Bank of Nigeria will contribute over 17 billion naira to the National Treasury. BPE Director General Alex Oko said this after the signing ceremony for the sale of 12.4 billion shares at the Presidential Villa Abuja. Emmanuel Hijene has the details.
This is the climax of what looks like an internal privatization process. The government has just concluded the sale of 21% of its shares in Nigeria Minting and Printing Company to the Central Bank. BPE Director General says the transaction represents another success in government's privatization and commercialization program. He also provides insight into why the CBN is getting the shares. The global market for security printing was worth $27.2 billion in 2017, and is estimated to grow at about 4.8% annually to $34.3 billion by 2022.
Your Excellency, I'm pleased to report that CBN's strategic investment in the company was a huge success, achieving its objective of turning around the fortunes of the company and returning it to profitability. This is eloquently alluded to by the following performance indicators. Revenue has increased at a compound annual growth rate of 15.75% since 2013. Gross profit has increased from 5.4 billion in 2013 to 12.4 billion in 2016, representing a compound annual growth rate of 32%. Earnings before interest and taxes has increased at a compound annual growth rate of 146% from 444 million in 2013 to 6.6 billion in 2016. Profit before tax of 3 billion was recorded in 2016 compared with 814 million in 2013, representing a compound annual growth rate of 53.7%.
The CBN governor on his part spoke about the Minting and Printing Company as a sensitive enterprise that must be protected and preserved.
Mint, I repeat, is an asset that has a capacity not only for producing currency for just Nigeria, but also even the ECOWAS sub-region. Mint also has the capacity as a security company to produce sensitive security documents, not only for government, but even for private sector. The Mint has the capacity to do this, but unfortunately, they slided into being a loss-making venture. We have taken it upon ourselves, and in the last 4.5 years, the CBN and the Mint stopped importing currency. The capacity of the Mint has increased, has been expanded, and now produces all the currency that is needed in the country. The Mint's capacity has been expanded to a point where it has idle capacity that can even produce for other ECOWAS sub-region. We intend to embark on an aggressive marketing to see to it that not only that Mint produces for itself, but also produces for other important stakeholders that may require services in the area of currency printing.
The leadership of the company also used the opportunity to call on INEC and other local enterprises to patronize it. This, they say, is because of its capacity to deliver.
So lucky to have some of us, the management staff from the private sector, and we brought our wealth of experience from the private sector to blend it. We work to fund the public sector to turn around the company. But actually, Mint is a gold mine, and what we have achieved is nothing compared to what we are capable of achieving. So this is just the estimate. We believe that we'll be able to do much better over time.
Part of the privatization and commercialization mandate of the Bureau of Public Enterprises, we believe that a strategic company like the Security Printing and Minting Company is better sold or privatized in a strategic manner. Because of the sensitive nature of the services, we believe that an institution like the Central Bank of Nigeria is best able to invest and manage the services of the Mint better than any ordinary private investor. So we believe that in order to have efficiency introduced into the operations of the Mint, the Central Bank also being the major consumer of the products of the mint, are better able to do this investment.
BP describes CBN's involvement as a strategic investment to enable it manage, restructure and restore the company to profitability within a period not exceeding 5 years, after which it will be privatized by the Bureau. Emmanuel Ejene, PTV News, Abuja.
And finally, in the Nigeria economy, transactions on the Nigerian Stock Exchange on Wednesday assumed a downward trend, with the all-share index dropping by 0.2%. The index shed 5.88 points or 0.2% on Wednesday to close at 32,375.12 against 32,381 on Tuesday. Also, the market capitalization shed 2 billion naira or 0.2% to close at 11.819 trillion naira, in contrast with 11.821 trillion naira on Tuesday. An analysis of the price movement charts indicated that the prices of 13 stocks depreciated while 24 stocks appreciated. International breweries led the losers table with a loss of 2 naira to close at 30 naira per share. In all, investors bought and sold 190.35 million shares valued at 1.77 billion naira in 2,780 deals, representing a decrease of 29.45%. This was also in contrast with a total of 296.814 million shares worth 2.65 billion naira achieved in 4,007.70 deals. You're watching PTV tonight. Keep up with the news by downloading our app PTV Nigeria on Android and iOS. You can also watch us on www.ptvng.com/live. Follow us on People's TV on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Still to come, Trump's disowned Attorney General. Don't go away. More news when we return.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Adam, go and bring us your husband. Okay, hello baby. We're in this together, okay? Can you hear me? Keep coming forward. Wait, stop. You okay, Lindsay, all right? Keep walking down, keep walking to the left, yes. You're almost here. Keep going. You are here. Wow, you did it.
I'm just so glad I didn't have to use my cane to do this.
And I am so glad no other man got you before me. Let me be your eyes.
We will never stop working to give you a network you can rely on, so you can enjoy life's special moments. MTN, everywhere you go.
Soldiers helping Nigerian forces fight Boko Haram.
We will have to persuade Nigerian legislators.
This is coming together of people who are engaged.
Executive order should comply with the law.
I personally dissociate myself completely.
From this interview, because you have
said there had hardly been any administration.
No religious body in Nigeria validate the claims by the INEC chairman. It is
People's Television Nigeria has gone mobile. You can now watch PTV Nigeria on the go anywhere in the world. For real-time notifications, just go to Google Play Store if you're on Android or Apple Store if you're on iOS. Search for PTV Nigeria. Download. It's free. It's easy. And now you can catch up with the latest news, analysis, and political discourse on the go. So stay connected with PTV, Nigeria's #1 online TV.
You're welcome back. U.S. President Donald Trump has said he does not have an attorney general in his fiercest attack yet on Jeff Sessions. Trump renewed criticism of Sessions' decision to step aside from the inquiry into alleged Russian interference in the 2016 election. He also said he was unhappy with Sessions' response to immigration. The Attorney General is yet to respond to Trump's comment. It is unusual for a sitting president to attack the Attorney General, and critics accuse Trump of trying to meddle in the legal system. Still in the U.S., 2 mentally health patients have died when the police van they were being transported got caught in floodwaters in the U.S. The 2 officers escorting the pair were eventually finally rescued. The patients' deaths bring the death toll from Storm Florence to 32. Thousands of homes and roadways in the region remain underwater less than a week after the storm made landfall. President Donald Trump arrived in North Carolina on Wednesday to survey damage. Trump praised the response to the devastating storm by the federal and local disaster officials at a news conference in North Carolina on Wednesday morning. Theresa May is to warn the EU not to demand the unacceptable in negotiations over Northern Ireland's borders. The Prime Minister will set out a case to other European leaders at a summit in Salzburg later. It comes after EU negotiator Michael Branagh suggested a shift in tone of his controversial backstop plan to avoid a hard border. The UK and the EU both want to avoid a hard border, meaning any physical infrastructure like cameras or guard posts, but can't agree on how. May has previously rejected the EU's backstop plan, which involves keeping Northern Ireland aligned with its trading rules, saying it would divide up the UK. And finally, on the foreign, the police officer has been suspended while investigations proceed into an apparent xenophobic incident in an ice cream cafe in the German state of Baden. 6 men, including the 30-year-old officer, are under investigation relating to an attack on mainly Turkish patrons of the cafe in the town of Baden in the southwestern state, the ministry said on Wednesday. The 6, aged between 23 and 36, had been at a bachelor party on September 8. They are reported to have shouted xenophobic insults and politically motivated chants before attacking families sitting in front of the cafe with chairs. 5 people were slightly injured. Now in the world of sports, starting off with tennis, world number 1 Rafael Nadal has announced his withdrawal from upcoming tournaments in Beijing and Shanghai due to the right knee injury. Nadal had to pull out during the U.S. Open semi-final against Juan Martín del Potro in New York and also missed St. David's Cup defeat by France last weekend. The 32-year-old said he visited doctors in Barcelona on Monday and has subsequently made a decision to pull out of the ATP 500 events in Beijing and the Masters 1000 in Shanghai. Nadal is the defending champion in Beijing, where he beat Nick Kyrgios in the finals last year. He was also runner-up in Shanghai, denied by champion Roger Federer. Moving over to football now, Nduka Ubade, assistant coach of the Golden Eaglet on Wednesday, said that the players had embarked on some days' rest after qualifying for the 2019 AFCON in Tanzania. Ubade told the reporters on telephone in Ibadan that the players needed some rest to calm their nerves. The former captain of the 1985 Golden Eaglet that won the maiden under-17 trophy in China said that once they had rested, then they would start to think about the preparation for Tanzania. The Europa League group stage begins on Thursday with Arsenal, Chelsea, AC Milan and Sevilla among the leading sides. Chelsea had to file out against PAOK in Greece as they begin their European campaign, having won all 5 Premier League games so far. Rangers had to take a trip to Spain to face Villarreal. Marseille, who were beaten finalists last season, start this campaign at home to Eintracht it to Frankfurt behind closed doors. Legendary U.S. swimmer Michael Phelps says more must be done to support Olympians after they move out of the spotlight. Phelps said in January that he contemplated suicide during the worst period of his own depression. He won a recorded 23 Olympic gold medals, competing at Sydney 2000, Athens 2004, Beijing 2008 and London 2012 after retirement and a comeback in Rio 2016. The American, now retired, suffered from depression in the wake of each games. He was arrested for drunk driving in November 2004, pictured apparently smoking cannabis in November 2008, and barely left his bedroom for days at a time in late 2012. And finally, on sports, Frank Lampard has been fined £2,000 by the FA after admitting the charge of improper conduct following his red cards in Derby's defeat over Rotherham. The Rams boss was dismissed in the 77th minute of the 1-0 loss at New York Stadium after leaving his technical area to complain about the decision. Lampard accepted the charge, saying it was the right thing to do, and is free to take his place in the doubt for Tuesday's championship match against Blackburn. And that's all on the news tonight. Many thanks for watching. I am Lilian Ogazi. Do stay on PTV.
Television Nigeria has gone mobile. You can now watch PTV Nigeria on the go anywhere in the world with real-time notifications. Just go to Google Play Store if you're on Android or Apple Store if you're on iOS. Search PTV Nigeria, download, it's free, it's easy. Now you can catch up with the latest news analysis and political discourse on the go. So stay connected with PTV, Nigeria's #1 online TV.
As usual, I am excited today. Like, AY has done a whole lot for people. I'm not just his baby mama, I am his manager. And we all know that Wizkid had he had numbers of baby mamas. And
he said you don't need some leaders of the National Assembly.
The worst form of democracy is said to be better than the best form of military regime.
We are trying to build political blocks.
Just days after he defected from your party, I believe the politics taken too far.
Members of the new board of Police Service Commission.
You know, that's also the fact that his seat should be declared vacant because we have some states that have experienced, you know, some level of insecurity.
The headship or the leadership of the Senate or the House of Representatives.
But I have gone beyond that now, beyond partisanship.
I don't think a lot of you know the crisis in the embassy.
We know that the people of the country are getting more information about what is happening to us.
With what you know about the person, you will go ask yourself.
But one of the things I've come to observe is that
I be Agberu. That made me like this Agberu.
He don't need PVC.
Eh?
He don't need PVC. I was trying to convince him.
News emerged that Jones Abiri, a Bayelsa-based journalist, is out on bail.
And there's nothing, of course, that makes them to have this guy.
As a citizen, first of all, every citizen has the right. What is happening in society, what is happening everywhere around him.
From that day, Saraki knew that he was a madman in the APC.
He should ask his people who leaked the information. That is his business.
This is not the first time JSS was taking over the National Assembly.
It may be extremely very difficult to remove a Senate president.
But the question is the viability of most of these 91 political parties.
Of course, you can't prosecute that investigation.
It will be easier for you to have those people with the like minds to join you.
To, da kai da ke da ita da shi da kowa nake so na yi magana da. Me ke faruwa? Kana son karuwa ga ka zaune bakin rijiya amma kana jin kishin ruwa? Gangan jikin siyasa. In ta dangwala ka dangwala na dangwala. Ina amfanin ana yi ba da kai ba? A turancin Najeriya to an gaya maka. No sit down look. Kana sit down kana looking komai na ƙara lalacewa? Ina ka ga daman ƙwarafi? Da masu jini a jika ake yi, watan matasa. Kwankwasa a buɗa ki shige, dago ka shaki iska ko kalime, da ƙyar ka sha yafi da ƙyar aka kama ka. No sit down look. Matasa ke siyasa. Yin rajista, karɓi katin zaɓe yana da amfani ƙwarai kwa.
No sit-down look.
No sit-down look.
No sit-down look.
Make una no sit-down look, oh.
A popular saying in Nigeria goes that at the time a cockerel matures, it begins to crow to tell the world the time of day. This makes a crucial premise for all of us who have come of age, the youths, to lend our voices to a nation set to flip a new page, like the chance to vote and be voted for, whether being a youth, a woman, or a person with disability, and to do this in unity. And to anyone who hasn't been confident enough to exercise these rights, I beg, step out of the dark and come into the light. I mean, your participating in the electoral process is significant, a moment to behold, like that cock crowing in the morning to tell about a difference. No sit-down look. Do something that will count today and be in tomorrow's books. The elections are coming. Register for and get your voter's card, your power card. As a citizen, and especially as a young lady or lad, lend your voice, use your voice, talk, say, and tell the world the time of day.
Ni ne mai suna Tukur Sani daga Kajuru local government a Kufana. Gaskiya mu a garin nan Kufana community duka muka taro muka zauna muka yi meeting game da matsalan hanyar nan, wannan rafin nan mun kai kuka a wajen hakimi da shi hakimi ya ce to wannan matakin nan shi zai rubuta ya kai ma local government. Daga wurin kuma sai member na skip wani kungiya ne na zaman kanta, shi ma wani member ya zo ya shigo da wannan budget na wannan gadan nan tun da dadewa, amma har yanzu ba mu samu cin gaba game da wannan hanyar ba. Har ila yau muna kan rubuta letoti, mun ma rubuta leta waɗanda sun ma fi so 10. This is how we in Kufana, Kajuru local government, Kaduna state, no sit down look.
A classico, I tell you, like 3 points is clear.
Yes.
Eh? They go watch match.
Okay, what do you want me to do about it? Give us light. That's the only thing you've been saying since you came into my office. Maybe your work be that. No, it's my work, but see.
Our government fit do their work if we self do our own work. No just sit down. Carry wetin dey worry you, go meet who suppose solve am.
Disco music is so... What's that word, Seth?
Raz?
Raz!
Okay, hang on, let me check for something.
Oh.
I've got some classics.
Tupac.
Mozart.
Very Raz.
What about Vanilla Ice?
Also Raz. Look, guy, I need something fresh for this journey. Something to keep me alert and focused. Or else this is a solo assignment.
Cool down, let me... What's this? PVC?
Wait, give me that. Come. How on earth did it get there?
Guy, relax now. It's not like it's of any use.
Look, yes, the elections are over. But we need to keep the flames alive by playing an active part in making our voices heard.
Elections don't finish, but the time to close mouth never reach. Make we get involved, because now when we participate, Naija go better.
What about the original soundtrack for the movie Pretty Woman?
we no talk, nothing will change.
See, don't look government. Inna the rain again. Start or join group to solve problems for your community.
We got a 24/7 light, we got water, we got the best amenities, and when I don't feel like going out, I just watch TV.
Nice. Star Times, right?
Come on, man. Can you get Fox TV on Star Times? Ebony Live TV? Discovery Family? Please.
Yes, no.
We get all that and more channels safe. The Star Times Classic Bouquet Reloaded is the best deal.
The best?
Well, if you're paying over 10,000 naira for a cable plan, then it has to be good.
Thank you, kid. We pay 1.9.
Choose it.
Get the best deals on channels like Fox TV, Ebony Live TV, ST Nollywood Plus, Discovery Family, and much more with Star Times Classic Bouquet Reloaded for only 1,900 naira from September 1st to October 31st, 2018. Don't miss out on all the drama, action, and comedy on Star Times. Star Times. Enjoy digital life.
Sunana Yakubu, amma an fi sani na da Yax. Abu mafi mahimmanci shine har yanzu muna zaune da ƙwayar cutar polio a ƙasar mu. Wasu sun san digon rigakafin polio, wato digo biyu da ake bada na baki. Wasu kuma ba su san da haka ba. Wasu suna tunanin wannan digo guda biyu sau ɗaya kawai ya wadatar.